Master Gogo just puts a massa and thinks that he's not recognizable. I was naive. I think a little bit of foolishness. There's so much we've left behind. Because at that time shooting for India's Got Talent, Indian Police Force and Sukhi.
Yes.
And it was very hard with my children. What a joyful ride it's been.
Yeah.
Many ups and downs. But
Shilpa, welcome to Pinkvilla.
thank you.
So even before we start talking about Sukhi, and the trailer looks amazing of
Thank
that,
you.
let me tell you that. Before the conversation, you told me you've done some 15 interviews today. So let me start by asking you, do you enjoy promotions?
I hate it. I just can't bear it. But I think it's part and parcel of the job. Especially एक ऐसी फिल्म के लिए जो मुझे लगता है दिल से बनी है. Now you have to literally, मतलब हाथी निकल गया है, बस पूछ बचा हुआ है बस. So you have to put in all the effort that it takes. But I feel सुखी के ट्रेलर में ऐसी एक बात है कि लोग रेजोनेट कर पा रहे हैं एंड रिलेट कर पा रहे हैं, स्पेशली ऑल द वुमेन. और कुछ मर्द जो हैं थोड़े से डरे हुए भी हैं कि उनको लगता है उनकी बीवी भाग नहीं जाए इसके बाद. तो ऐसा मैं उनको आश्वासन देना चाहती हूँ, ऐसा कुछ है नहीं सुखी में. सुखी बहुत ही स्वीट और सिंपल सी कहानी है. फॉर यू नो अबाउट अ गर्ल who used to be बेधड़क, बेपरवाह एंड बेशरम. और 20 साल के बाद वो एक स्कूल के रियूनियन के लिए जाती है और वो वहाँ पे रियलाइज़ करती है कि रियूनियन सिर्फ दोस्तों के साथ नहीं, उसको पुराने सुखी से भी हो जाता है. And I just think that it's such a beautiful, simple story that touches upon so many beautiful elements. और मुझे लगता है हम सब में एक सुखी है.
You also recently wrote on Instagram on one of your videos that the film took you back to your roots when it took you back to Chembur, specifically your school as well. And that video made me very nostalgic because I come from your neighboring school, which is OLPS.
Oh.
How often do you get a chance to go back to your roots to really know who that Shilpa Shetty is before Bazigar?
You know, Sukhi made me realize while filming Sukhi, I realized that there's so much we've left behind because of the lack of time. And when I went recently to Chembur, I actually made the effort to go and visit my school, visit all the places that I have loved going to, living those, or rather enjoying those little moments of joy. क्योंकि वो जो खुशी होती है और वो सुख मैं बयान भी नहीं कर सकती
जी.
क्योंकि that smile that it brings, nostalgia brings on your face is something that is irreplaceable. So you have to sometimes rewind a little and reminisce those times to feel happy, you know, and you shouldn't deny yourself that.
What has superstar Shilpa Shetty left behind?
The old version.
Which is?
I think I was naive. I think a little bit of foolishness, which is a great thing. I was a little foolish in a way that has taught me.
Yeah.
They say the intelligent ones learn from other people's mistakes. The foolish ones learn from their own.
Yeah.
So I had to make a lot of mistakes and learn from them. I wasn't intelligent to have, you know, noticed and understood with other people's mistakes. So I think with those experiences, I have grown into this person and I've left back that old version and I'm a better version of myself now.
Sure. You know, the characters that the actresses are playing today are, for the lack of better vocabulary, relatable, which is so amazing. You know, we all can see ourselves in those characters. Back in the day when you used to work so actively in the 90s, did you feel that? Did you feel that most of the characters that were portrayed back then, especially of women, which is my grouse, were mostly superficial?
It was also a different time, a different era. And content has changed. People have changed. What people are looking for in cinema today is very different from what we churned out back in the 90s.
Hmm.
And filmmakers are obviously making films to cater to those audiences.
Yeah.
So back in the day, it was just a norm to make a commercial, or a rather commercially viable film. It was never about a script and, you know, I mean, there was no logic. We had to, people, you know, it was aspirational, it was fantasy, larger than life, and people liked that.
Yeah.
People wanted to leave all the problems at home and go and, you know, live in that moment.
Yeah.
Those 2 hours were, you know, to transport them into a different world. So that cinema is a very difficult kind of cinema to do for an artist also, let me tell you. So to be able to just have no, because ab, when you get a character, firstly it's on paper, there are dialogues, there's preparation, now there are script, table reads that happen, there is a workshop. Back in the day, firstly I never even went to an acting school, so I learnt on the job.
Yeah.
I learnt even Hindi while filming.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even construct a sentence on my own. So it was a very hard time. But today I think it's such a welcome change, and you know, women are getting such amazing parts. The content is more relatable because people do not want to see something silly.
Yeah.
They want, it's so easy, you spend so much time on a film, making a film, and people can be so nonchalant and get out of the theatre and say, bakwas thi. But the amount of, you know, blood, sweat and tears that go into filmmaking. So I come from an era where I have tremendous amount of gratitude, and मुझे वो दौर भी बहुत अच्छा लगता था, और मुझे ये दौर भी बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
मुझे भी.
But there is a method to the madness. The madness is still the same.
Yeah.
तो मुझे बहुत खुशी है कि मैं उस दौर में भी मैं फिट हुई, और मैं आज के दौर में भी लोगों को आज भी सरप्राइज कर सकती हूँ और उनको एंटरटेन कर पा रही हूँ.
बिल्कुल. I can vouch for that also. Did you feel those moments when you were doing something, you felt कि यार ये तो logical नहीं है, and you laughed it out loud?
बहुत पिक्चरें.
Tell me some moments.
No, so many. I mean, I'm sure you also know.
Yeah.
I mean, वहाँ पे मतलब logic कहाँ होता था? अंदाज अपना अपना, which is one of my favorite films. Master Gogo just puts a massa and thinks that he's not recognizable.
Yeah.
You know, there was no logic, yeah. But it was, I felt, one of my favorite films.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Suraj ji's movies, Ja Kabutar Ja. I mean,
और कबूतर जाता भी है.
Yeah, कबूतर जाता भी है. और it was Kite.
Yeah.
मैंने प्यार किया is one of my most favorite movies.
Yeah.
So that friend cap and all. I mean, like I said, horses for courses. उस दौर में वो चलता था. Maybe the audiences were far more innocent also.
Yeah. Not so judgmental maybe.
Not so judgmental maybe.
True.
Yeah.
When we have to showcase an independent, strong, responsible woman on screen, why do we have to opt for words like bedharak, besharam, beparwa? Can't we just say independent, strong and responsible and still give her the wings?
No, actually bedharak, besharam, beparwa is Sukhi, that's Supreet Kalra,
Ji.
who she used to be 20 years ago. And she's not all that now.
Yeah.
And the film is about her journey in those 20 years, how she changes from being that to becoming a nobody.
Yeah.
And being someone who is not respected.
Yeah.
And how she finds herself.
Sure.
So it's about that. So हर फिल्म की एक कहानी होती है और उस कहानी के साथ आपको जाना पड़ता है. So we are not telling women to become bedhadak, beparwa and besharam.
Yeah.
But this is Supreet's journey. And I think somewhere when you're a girl, you are all those things. But the minute you become a wife, a mother, you forget who you are actually. And you become something else. And maybe you tend to live for other people more than you live for yourself.
Yeah.
So, and that's just a very common transition that happens, maybe because of our conditioning. But Sukhi, and very few people are able to, break that whole mold
Yeah.
without feeling apologetic, without feeling guilt. And when women want to go and live a little, उनको selfish करार दिया जाता है. So I just feel like it is a 24/7 job when you're a homemaker.
Yeah.
And उनको तो कभी कोई ब्रेक ही नहीं मिलता. सुखी ऐसी फिल्म है जो एक ओड है उन सारे सुखीज के लिए जिनको while I was growing up, I've seen them, my aunties, my mum, I've seen them lead those lives.
Yeah.
My friends' mums. And there are a lot of women who resonate with Sukhi because they've been there.
Yeah.
And they've led those lives.
Has somebody made you feel guilty?
No. My mother has been a very strong influence in my life. And I was telling somebody, I said, we understood that our parents were working and we barely saw them. We only saw them on weekends because that was the only time that we got with them. And उनके पास choice नहीं थी. हम तो बहुत सारा time spend करते हैं अपने बच्चों के साथ. We go on long holidays where there's a lot of quality time. हम लोग dinner करते हैं बच्चों के साथ. Lunch का breakfast उनके साथ होता है. So maybe because Raj and I are very middle class and we've had that kind of middle class upbringing that we want to give the best to our children because we have the luxury to do that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of working parents out there and even homemakers out there who give themselves so much to their family that they become dependent on the children after a point while the children have already become independent and they don't need them anymore then.
Yeah. True.
So, so I just feel like, each to their own. It's time that some people start living for themselves also.
Yeah. Have you started?
So I don't go through that guilt, answering your question. When I want to do something, I do it.
Yeah.
I go with my instinct and I do my best. In fact, I burn the candle on both ends. It's a very hard task to be a working mother.
Yeah.
And all the working mothers there will understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have to just hedge your bets and do the right thing at that time. तो मुझे उस वक्त में जो सही लगता है वो मैं करती हूँ.
Yeah. You said at the trailer launch that you took up the film at a time when you didn't have the mindset. What brings you on the set then?
What makes me go on the set is great content and the fact that it should be worth my while when I leave my children back home. I want to also introduce my children to the artist in me now. And it's truly been a journey of self-discovery over the years. And Sukhi has actually surprised the artist in me also. Because when I watched Sukhi, I was like, I never smiled like this. I never laughed like this. Experiences, teach you and make you a different person.
Yeah.
So it also makes you a better artist with time.
That's true.
So I think maybe what people will see of me in Sukhi is they will be introduced to a different actor. So yeah.
Looking forward. Was it tough doing the film at this time?
No. When I'm on set, I don't think about anything. It was a tough experience because I was working on many things at that time. I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm also a full-time mother. I have an app, the Simple Soulful app. I have 2-3 businesses. There's a lot going on in my life. So it's very hard to, segregate. And for me, fitness also is a very important aspect of my life. So it's very difficult to kind of walk that tightrope.
Yeah.
So those decisions, I was at that time shooting for India's Got Talent, Indian Police Force and Sukhi.
Yes.
And it was very hard with my children.
Yeah. This year you complete 30 years in the business. How do you look at these years?
What a joyful ride it's been.
Yeah.
Many ups and downs. But lots to learn from. And gosh, here I am. Still here.
Yeah.
Still here.
Touch wood for that.
Touch wood.
What makes Shilpa Shetty Sukhi? As in happy?
Yeah. Living in the moment. I live in the moment and knowing that whatever is happening for a reason, and it makes me very happy. Just being here, being loved,
Yeah.
still doing this interview, the kind of love I receive from you, because you know that energy reaches me.
Yeah.
And I really feel like maybe I've done something right.
You have.
Thank you.
You have really touched a lot of lives in the last 30 years, Shilpa. And I wish this goes on for another 30 years
Oh
and
my
even
God.
more. Thank you for this conversation.
you,
It
thank
really means
you.
a lot to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please go watch Sukhi while we're at it.
Yeah.
22nd September. It's a film we've made with a lot of heart, and you'll see it in the movie. And like everyone says to me, it's very relatable, and hope you get entertained, because that's all we've set out to do. That's it.
Can't wait. Thank you so much,
Thank
Shilpa.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hey guys, I'm Shilpa Shetty, and if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to Pinkvilla.